Plaintiff Allison Hammerski says when she started dating the defendant, he treated her like a princess. But after they moved in together, the defendant treated her more like a prisoner. Allison claims the defendant was controlling and monitored her every move. And she's suing him today for the value of a car. Defendant Alec Knudsen insists he was not controlling, and Allison was free to do whatever she wanted while they lived together. Alec admits he wrecked Allison's car, but he does not believe he owes her.
Start with you.
Okay, I began dating Alec in July 2014. Everything was going perfect, really respectful, and I felt like a princess. And then I moved in with him shortly within that month, and after a month, I felt more like a prisoner. He did things such as watch my phone. He would monitor my texts, demand to answer my phone calls, or text my friends. I wouldn't let him on a certain instance.
How would he get access to your phones?
He would demand that I open it or demand to see it, and I wouldn't let him.
You wouldn't let him?
Yeah.
So he didn't see it?
Well, I showed him it, and then he would like try and demand to talk to my
So you did let him?
Well, yeah, I showed it to him. But I wouldn't let him conversate with the people in my life.
Why'd you show him?
Because
Did he threaten you?
No, I just thought some things were like friendly, like, oh, my friend said this and how nice, and he would take it differently.
Okay. And how did the relationship go from there?
It went downhill. I felt really trapped. We lived together, and he wouldn't let me out of the house. I couldn't go on a simple walk. I couldn't walk my dogs. I couldn't go to the store without his permission or without him being with me.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there about 6 months.
Why?
Because I really didn't realize how deep it was, but then when I did, I left.
Well, Your Honor, she was free, to go out and about and whatnot, She didn't have to, have my permission or anything like that, I was just being, a boyfriend and whatnot. But I mean, as of, keeping her trapped or, making her feel like she was in prison, that's completely, totally misunderstood.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
How old are you?
18.
How old were you when you moved in together?
I was turning 18
She's 19,
in a week.
by the way.
Okay, and how long had you all dated?
We dated for about 6 months. When I moved out is when we broke up.
6 months. Anybody's parents say anything, complain, or
Mine
try to
didn't.
stop you?
Hold
on. Yours?
Mine did not, no.
Yours?
When, she got kicked out and everything like that.
She got kicked out of her house?
Yeah.
I missed that part.
I didn't get kicked out. My parents and I constantly butt heads, and
How do you butt heads with your parents and you live under their roof? Explain that. I always want to know how that goes.
Just simple arguing.
You just hear that, I hear that all the time. That one headbutt is all it takes. You say, I'm leaving. Either that or you say, okay, your house, your rules, okay. Or you say, I ain't doing that, I'm moving. That's all, but how did it go down with the button heads?
I wasn't of age when we butted heads, and when I was of age...
18?
I wasn't yet. I was only 17.
Okay.
So when I turned 18, I didn't want to be put in that position to have to leave when we were butting heads and have nowhere to go.
Okay, so you did it right.
Yeah, because I wanted to...
How'd that work out for you?
At first, it was good, and then after a while, it was not. I realized more, learned more.
Your parents, how are they involved with you now?
We're good. I moved back and explained, and I'm doing better.
Still butting heads?
No, I think...
There you go. All right, then your parents?
My mom...
That's your mom here?
Yeah,
You want to stand
my mom,
up?
Lisa.
State your name.
Hi, I'm Lisa Knudsen, his mom.
Did you try and tell him he was too young and immature?
Yes, I didn't want them to move in together, but I didn't want her living on the streets either. I said it was very temporary till she got on her feet.
Right.
But you know how that goes. And so...
Oh, they moved in with you?
Yeah, they moved into my house with my other son.
Didn't
even
have
though
his
I
own
didn't
place.
like it, but...
All right.
But I didn't want her living on the
But
streets
he
either.
stayed at home. All right, so you didn't move out on your own. You moved in with somebody else's parent. All right. You all didn't butt heads, did you?
Pardon me?
You didn't butt heads with her, did you?
You know what? There are things that would happen, but I bit my tongue a lot. I try to let them work things out.
Okay.
And when I needed to, I talked to him, not really with her, because I do have a younger child too.
All right. Did you notice all the things that...
No. He,
But,
no.
It may be true. I mean,
You know, I know he was trying to find a
abusive
job.
otherwise? Did he ever
No.
put his hands on you?
Your Honor, 5 days out of a week, she's not even at the house. She lives with her boyfriend.
She spent the
most
night
of the
somewhere
time.
else? Okay.
Most of the time.
All right. So did he put his hands on you?
No.
Okay. All right. And tell me how the car got involved. He owes you for the value of a car.
Yes. Alec demanded frequently with our relationship that he drove my car, he drove me places. I was not allowed to go to my own home without him being with me. He would not let me leave, or I would get into an argument with him. So he was in full possession of my keys majority of the time. And we would argue on a daily basis over who would drive my own car. And that was really just a frequent argument. And so I would just give up frequently and let him drive my car because it
Your
wasn't
Honor,
worth the
that
argument.
right
Let her
there-
finish. Go ahead.
That wasn't worth the argument. And so that day I let him drive my car and my friend home, and I was in the passenger seat, and he was tailgating and he was on his phone and he totaled the car. His tailgating didn't give him any time to stop. And on the scene, he promised to pay me back. He promised to help me get a car. He even said, I'll get you a car the next day. He made a lot of promises and never has followed through. So that's why we're here.
All right. Go ahead, sir. You tell me what happened.
She would let me drive her car. I would ask her permission, and she would give me permission to drive her car. Never one time, I took her keys or said, no, you can't drive, I'm gonna drive. So every time I'd ask her permission, she would let me. And that day, we were going onto the freeway. I wasn't on my phone. There was no record of me being on my phone at all.
But you admit it, you say.
Well, I was on my phone, period. That's
Okay.
That's straight
I
fact.
don't need a record. Go ahead.
All right, and going onto the on-ramp, and it was just one of those moments where I looked over my shoulder, see if I was clear, and according to the cop said that 2 cars ahead of us, the guy stopped just for no reason, which made the guy in front of me stop, which made me hit him, and which totaled the car. And yes, I did verbally agree that I would help pay her back and everything. And so I was, going job to job, trying to get a stable job and everything like that. I told her, all right, I'll be getting my check soon, but then there was a delay on it. So when I told her that there was a delay on it, she wasn't believing me at all that I was going to pay her back.
So what's your defense today?
My defense today is that I told her I was going to pay her back, and then I offered her the money. She didn't take it. Why? I don't know.
Will you take it now?
He never offered me any
Will
money.
you take it now?
I will.
All right. I'm going to grant you your judgment. He said his only defense is you wouldn't take the money. Then glad to hear. Ma'am, you seem to do a relatively good job with your son. He's
Thank you.
willing to come in and be honest and accept his responsibility. I don't know about this her not taking the money part, but the judgment for you. Have a good day.
I'm glad this is over, finally.
I believe that you make too many decisions straight out of the anger and out of everything like that and everything that we've been through. And I told you, regardless whether if we were together or not, I was still going to pay you back. But it's the fact that, you have trust issues.